Hey guys, this is Charles from GuitarSkills.com, and if you're a total beginner, like you literally just kind of got a guitar, maybe you've learned a chord or two, and you want to learn some songs that you can actually play when someone asks you to, hey, play us something, so that you can actually play something that sounds like a song and something that people might recognize. So I'm going to show you two songs in this video, two very cool songs that you can go ahead and learn right away. Now, if you are a total beginner and you don't yet know any chords or you don't know how to read chord boxes, I've got your back. Check out the description box below. There's a link that'll take you to a video for absolute beginners where we can slow things right down. But if you already know some chords and you already know how to read a chord box, while you're in the right place, let's go ahead and check out the following two songs. Here's the first one. Bet many of you know that one, Horse Without a Name. And then we're also going to check out this one. All right, that's Waltzing. So those are two pretty cool songs that's going to teach you how to change your chords in time, get your strumming going so that you can have that foundational, those two foundational elements, so eventually you can play any song you want, because most of the time, basic pop songs and strum-along songs, everything from the 50s right up until today, you can play most of those songs using just 3 chords. In some cases, maybe add a 4th chord in there. All right, so it's some foundational guitar stuff. So the very first song, Horse Without a Name, I really dig this because it's got such a cool vibe in the song, and it makes use of these two chords. Super easy. E minor. So it's literally just these two chords. It's E minor and this one. We'll get to the second one now, but for E minor, I'm playing the 2nd fret on the 5th string with the 2nd finger and the 2nd fret on the 4th string with the 3rd finger. That gives me E minor like this. Now what I'm going to do is my ring finger will go to the G string 2nd fret and my middle finger will go to the E string 2nd fret. And literally for both chords I'm playing all strings. Pretty cool, right? So this chord is an E minor. And then this chord is a D6/9 over F sharp. So that's pretty cool. E minor like this, then the ring finger goes up a string and the middle finger comes down a string. All right, now my strumming pattern goes something like this. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up. Right, now the reason I like to just lightly touch the strings and then strum, because then there's no sound being made here and I can focus solely on my strumming pattern. So down, down, up, up, down, up. So if you're a beginner, always do that when you learn a strumming pattern, because sometimes you might play a chord that might maybe not sound quite right, or something is going to be off a little bit somewhere when you try and change a chord, or whatever the case may be. When you're a beginner, these things take a bit of time, and then your brain's going to kind of be distracted a bit. But if you focus on just the strumming hand by muting the strings, you just lightly touch them, then you can really focus on just the strumming pattern. Now this song uses an interesting feel. It's kind of like a shuffly swing feel, so which sounds like this. So when you play the song, try and just get that vibe going. All right, so it's very simple, 2 simple chords, and the fingers just move in opposite directions, and then they come back to E minor. Nice and simple. So what I'm going to do now is I'll count this in, play it nice and slow, so try and play along with me. What you can do if you're a total beginner, either just play one strum on E minor, and then when I change, a new strum on the D6/9 over F sharp, back to E minor. So what does that do? Well, it gives you a chance to focus just on your fretting hand, just to get the chords right. So you don't worry about the strumming yet. But play along with me so that you can get used to actually playing those chords in the right time. Then once you have the chords down, or even before you have the chords down and you want to work on the strumming pattern, just mute the strings so that you can get this percussive sound. And then play along with me. So then you're going to go. So what I've just given you there is a mega tip, right? Because when you try and do two things at once, you really slow down the the speed at which you can progress. The time that it's going to take you to learn something new is going to be slowed down exponentially. You know that saying that says, "He who chases two rabbits catches neither," right? So that's kind of what happens with some people on the guitar. They then try and learn two new things at the same time. The way your brain works, it can't actually focus 100% on two different things at the same time, right? And that's why things take so much longer, all right? So that's why I'm saying, if you are new, work on the chords first. Without worrying about the rhythm, and even play it along with the album. And then secondly, work on just the rhythm by muting the strings. And if you do that, you'll be in good shape when you try and put these two things together, because you've dedicated some time, focus, and attention on learning the chords, and then you did the same for the strumming pattern. So what I'm going to do now is I'll count this in. I am going to start playing the tune, and then you can choose, do you want to play along with me following just on the chords, or do you want to do the strumming pattern? And then obviously once you have that down, then you can go ahead and put both of these things together. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so there you go. That is Horse with No Name. Such a cool song, so easy to play. Make sure you go and learn those chords and that strumming pattern, and then you can put those two things together and have a new song to add to your repertoire. Now for this song, as I played it, you might have heard I added some slight variations in the strumming pattern, and then sometimes instead of playing like this, down, down, up, I went down, down, up. So for one of the chords, I just played the low E, and then for the second down, I played the full chord. You can totally start experimenting with your playing like this. So now for me, that comes naturally because I've got my chords down, I've got my strumming down, and then you can start experimenting a little bit. But don't start and learn everything at once. Just focus on what's important. All right, let's move on to the next song, which is Waltzing. So the three chords we're going to use there would be A. So it's open A. I like to put my middle finger on the second fret of the D string, my first finger on the second fret of the G string, and then my third finger on the second fret of the B string, and then an open E. I like this for a number of reasons, because then when I go to D, I can lift up my middle finger. My first finger stays where it is. I just slide on one fret with my third finger and then add my second finger. You see that? So A to D. So this finger actually stays there. That's a bit of a trick in order to change chords quickly. The second reason I like this is because of the way that I'm using my fingers, it's easier to get them all kind of scrunched up in a confined area there. Whereas if I use this one, then my first finger is going to be far away from the fret, because I'll literally try and put them all diagonally across the strings like this. So that's why, and then when I go to D, I have to lift up all the fingers and go to a whole new chord. So I like this version. One more reason I like it, if I play A like this, and I take these second and third fingers off, and I slide back one fret, and then I can play E like that. So that's called anchoring, where I use common tones between different chord shapes, and that actually helps you to change nice and fast. So 2 pretty cool reasons, actually 3 reasons. It's easier to get all 3 fingers to play A nice and clean like that. The first finger stays on the same fret when I go to D. Your first finger just slides back on the same string when I go to E. All right, so now most of you should know waltzing, right? And now if you know those 3 chords, you can actually play it. So I'm just going to play the rhythm for you now like this. 3, 4. So I've got A, D, D, E, E, D, D, down, 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 A, D, D, E, E, D, D, A, D, D, E, E, D, D, A. And that is literally just where I play A, open strings, A, open strings, A. Very simple. All right, so there you go. 2 very easy songs to play if you're an absolute beginner. If someone asks you to play them something and they play those 2 tunes, chances are they're going to know both of them. And you're going to feel so much better about the fact and about yourself, because you are not proclaiming to be a guitar player and then not having anything to play. You can actually back up your talk with some playing, which is awesome. So many people own a guitar, they go for guitar lessons, they buy whatever gear, more lessons, whatever the case may be, but they can never play a song. And that's not good for your mindset and for just for a lot of stuff, because it feels like you're doing all these things, but you're not actually able to get somewhere with that. So that's why I always encourage beginners, learn something that you can jam and then also perform for people. All right, so there we have Horse with No Name. And we have Waltzing. All right, guys, this is Shoal from GuitarSkills.com. Really hope you enjoyed this lesson. If you did, hit the thumbs up, leave us a comment, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, and you'll get notifications whenever we release new lessons like this. If you'd like to get more lessons like this, you should register for a free GuitarSkills.com membership today. Simply click the link in the description box and you'll get instant access to our private members area. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Comment below and let me know what else you'd like me to cover so I can give you what you need. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel because I'm going to keep these videos coming.